Hi, kids. Yes, I know. The lighting is kind of shit because it's getting on to be dark, and I'm not wearing any makeup, so pardonnez-moi. But I was watching a Facebook Live of some friends of mine that do a couple of things. They do some YouTube videos. They do a lot of Facebook Lives, and um, yeah, I I had a shit day yesterday, y'all. Like, it went from like kind of okay to fucking what the fuck, and then it went to oh my god, how awesome in like the span of 40 minutes. It was the weirdest shit ever, and I thought I'd make a video and tell you all about it because oh my god, okay, so let me give you some foundation for this story. 3 years ago, 4 years ago, when I left my husband the first time, I came back to Taos and I got a job with a home care company as an administrative assistant. And, fucking great job. Like, I got along great with my office mates. I really kicked ass in the position. It was the best I've ever been paid in my adult life, which is fucking sad. I mean, the pay was really good, but it's fucking sad that that was the best I've ever been paid in my adult life by like a lot. Um, and then my husband and I decided to try and work things out. And so I left that job and I moved back down south to work on my marriage. So when we finally decided to call it quits last year, and I moved back home, I tried to get my old job back with that company, but it wasn't happening. There's controversy there, but I'm going to go ahead and let that just fucking sit. Now, what you have to understand about this company is that the person who owns it, while a brilliant businesswoman, is extremely distrustful of technology. So, like, everything has to be done old school. We still have, hard copy employee files. We still have hard copy client files. We still, I suggested using a certain database program so that I could keep records of every phone call that I make, just like type out the notes real fast. She told me to use a pen and notebook. Okay? Which drove me fucking nuts. So, about a month ago, I'm working for the law firm. Fucking, this is my dream job, okay? The law firm is owned by the best criminal attorney in the state, staffed with nothing but brilliant fucking attorneys. Everybody who works there is a master in their field. Okay? True, it's not like I'm making bank. It's not shit pay, but it's not, like, oh my God, fuck yes. Which is the only thing that would make that job, like the kind of thing where I'd go, you know what, fuck it, fuck law school. Because really I'm learning so much and I learned so much there and it was fantastic. But, about a month ago, I get the call from this company that I used to work for. How would you like to work for us? We'll give you a massive pay raise, 1.5 times what you're currently making, and a promotion if you'll come to work for us. Fucking duh, right? So I put in my 2 weeks notice. And while I'm working out my 2 weeks notice, my mother was getting steadily sicker. And we knew that she was really sick. We kept trying to get her to go to the doctor, but she just would not go. She would not go. There was always some excuse. And like, she'd make a plan to go with me, or she'd make an appointment, and I'd show up to take her to her appointment, and she'd be like, oh, I called and rescheduled, or, oh, because like, what my mother ultimately passed from was congestive heart failure and severe edema. There was a couple of other conditions involved in that, but that's the root of the problem. So the edema is essentially the swelling, okay? The edema was so bad that they couldn't tell if the edema caused the heart failure or if the heart failure was causing the edema, but either way, they knew the two were linked. So, I'd show up at her house to take her to the doctor, and she'd be like, well, my legs are just not, they won't support my weight today. Cause my mom was very fat. They won't work today. So, over the course of the 2 weeks that I'm working out my 2-week notice, we knew that my mom wasn't doing well. We were trying to get her to go to the doctor. So the last day, if this is a Friday, the last day of my 2-week notice, I go to lunch with a friend. Prior to that, on my smoke break, I called my mom. Hey, how you doing? How you feeling? I wanted to see if she needed anything. And she tells me, I'm not feeling too good, honey. I think I'm gonna have Draco, that's my son, take me to the hospital, or take me to the doctor, she said. And I was like, okay, well, do you need me? And she said, no, you've only got this one day left. Oh, it wasn't the Friday, it was the Wednesday. So she said, you only have 2 days left at the office before you start your new job. Don't worry about it. So I was like, okay, Mom, well, but if you need me, call me. And she goes, well, what are you doing for lunch? I said, well, I'm going to have lunch with that friend of mine. She goes, oh, yeah, that's right. And I said, yeah, I haven't seen her in a while, and I'd like to see her. So I go to lunch with my friend, and we had just gotten our food, and my mom calls me again. And she's like, what are you doing? That's how she always responded when I'd answer the phone. Hey, hello, what are you doing? I'm like, answer the phone, obviously. And I told her, well, we just got our food. And she's like, oh, yeah, you're at lunch with your friend. I said, yeah. And she goes, oh, okay, well, I was going to have you come and help me into the ambulance. Ambulance? I said, Mom, they're not going to let me help you into the ambulance. That's an insurance thing, that they won't let me help you. But do you want me to meet you at the hospital? And she goes, no, have lunch with your friend. I said, well, are you sure? Because, I can come and be at the hospital. I can call the office right now and tell them that I'm not coming back today. No, honey. You have 2 days left. Just go to work. And I told her, okay, Mom, well, I'm gonna come after after work to the hospital to see you. Make sure everything's okay. She goes, okay, honey, I love you. After work, I get to the hospital, and they had put my mom under sedation and intubated her because she wasn't able to breathe. No, she didn't have COVID, but she wasn't able to breathe. And they decided that she needed to be airlifted to Albuquerque. Okay. I'm not going to go into all the gory details, but just suffice to say that, they airlifted her down. We went down, and for a minute there, she was improving. But then that Friday, my mother went into cardiac arrest and she passed. So, obviously, everything, my world imploded. My world just imploded. And I call my new boss, and I tell her, I called the manager, and I told her, my mom just passed. Obviously, I don't know what the hell's going on right now, so I'll have to touch base with you guys later. And she was like, don't worry about it. The boss lady says to take as much time as you need. The Monday after my mother passed, I was in the office because I know my mom, and I know she would have told me, Casey, this is a great opportunity. Don't let it go. Don't let it go because of me. Cat jumping on shit. So Monday I was in the office, and true, while I didn't put in a 40-hour week that week because we were arranging her funeral and everything, I was still going to work. And then the second week, okay, let me back up. During the first week, I went into the office early because I needed to print something for, to help make arrangements and shit. So I went into the office early, and this office is heated only with wood heat because it's fucking Taos. And I started a fire in the wood stove because it's, we're at 7,000 feet above sea level here. It's still pretty cold. So I thought, oh, that'll be a nice surprise for everybody, coming into a not freezing office. So like a dumbass, though, I didn't leave a note. So I leave and I come back to the office later, and apparently I scared the shit out of the administrative assistant. She was losing her shit. Like, who the fuck started this fire? Like, what the fuck? So she called the big boss lady to see if one of her people had been in the office prior to us getting there, blah, blah, blah. Boss lady tells her to take away my keys. Apparently I wasn't supposed to have them yet. Never mind, I was a supervisor and I've worked there before. But okay. Meanwhile, this woman who does not trust technology at all is convinced that there is something wrong with our computers at the office because our emails aren't going through to her. And I'm like, no, there's an issue in your email account. You need to have your email account looked at. It's not ours, because they made me a whole new email and everything to try and fucking fix the situation. And none of the emails were going through. So yesterday morning, I go into work. I haven't even sat down at my desk yet. And she's on the phone. Effective immediately, I'm terminated. And as if that were not enough, this bitch has the nerve to fucking tell me, I think this position is beyond your talents. Excuse you? I up your billable hours by a lot in 2 weeks, and this position is beyond my talents? Fuck you, lady. Never mind, my mom died. Last week, she called my coworker and told my coworker to gently remind me that this is a 40-hour-a-week position because I wasn't in 40 hours a week the first week I was there. My mom just died, you daffy twit. The fuck? Okay? I gave up my dream job to come and work for you again because I had a really good job experience with you the first time. I feel that kind of deserved some loyalty. So first of all, I left my dream job for you. My mom just fucking died. I showed up every single day the week after my mother passed away. And you're going to fucking be talking shit? Really? Whatever. Fires me. I'm like, whatever. So I roll on down the road. Literally, my law firm is, the law firm I was working at is literally like half a block away from this place. I roll up in there and I ask for my old job back. And by the graces, my old boss welcomed me back to my old job at the law firm. And I gotta tell you, kids, I could not be any more fucking grateful for that ever. Like, imagine that, like, your mom passes away, you're going through bereavement, but you're going to work because you've been given this great opportunity, and this is your future. This is your family. You're kicking ass and taking names in the middle of a global pandemic, which, doesn't mean much to a lot of people, but when you're in the home care industry and you're taking care of the most vulnerable of the population, the most vulnerable to this virus of the population, and you've still got caregivers showing up, doing their job, fucking filling the hours, blah, 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 and you're upping the billable hours, and you get told some shit like that, you get fired in the middle of a global pandemic after your mother just passed away? Like, what the fuck is that? So I go down to the law firm and I ask for my job back, and they welcomed me back, and I cannot even begin to express to you my gratitude for that. like I'm overcome. I'm seriously fucking overcome with gratitude and just faith in humanity restored. Because in this pandemic, apparently law firms are considered essential. So we have to remain open. So I am back at the law firm. I'm very grateful to be back at the law firm. I cannot even begin to tell you how incredibly fucking grateful I am for all of this. And I walked away from this experience. And by the way, I got fired and rehired in the course of like 40 minutes. Yes. That's a boss move, man. That's a boss move. And I came away from this experience with a couple of lessons that I want to impart to all of you. Number one, this is why you put in your 2 weeks notice and work through it, is because you don't know when you're going to need to call on that. Putting in your 2 weeks notice and working that 2 weeks notice through bespeaks of your professionalism, bespeaks of your job dedication, bespeaks of so many qualities that even if all you need it for is a good reference for your dream job, you know, that is one more ace in the hole. That is one more bullet point on your resume. That is one more point in your favor at that interview. Number two, when you are offered an outlandishly large salary, research that shit. Research it, because you need to know if that job is really worth that salary, if they're paying the market level value for that position, or are they paying a shitload of money because the fucking boss is a nightmare? Trust me on this. And number three, all that glitters is not gold. Sometimes it's just a glitter-filled poop. Honestly. Like, I cannot even begin to tell you guys, I am so, on one hand, I am so fucking grateful and so touched that they just welcomed me back. Like, I'm sitting in the office, you know, and I went in and I talked to the office manager, and she said, well, let me go talk to the boss man. And she comes back and she's like, well, can you start immediately? I was like, I got my shit in the car. I'm cock locked and ready to rock. Like, give me 10 minutes to have a smoke and I'll be right in. You know, so like, I literally went from not having a job to having a job inside of 40 minutes. And I was at the office starting my job within 10 minutes. It was amazing. But you need to really pay attention. And especially in this global pandemic, when this shit lifts, and it will, make no mistake. You know, I've heard the words apocalypse bandied about. First of all, that mentality, that just, you know, it's very funny and it's very cute on memes. But that mentality, I think we've already noticed that the vast majority of the population of our country are fucking morons. Okay? So a lot of them really are thinking that this is the apocalypse, that this is the end of life as we know it. And maybe it is. Maybe it is. Maybe it is the end of life as we know it. I'm hoping so. I'm hoping that this fucking world comes out of this shit with more social consciousness, more community responsibility, more appreciation for everything, and a collective mentality that we have not had in this country since World War II. I honestly fucking hope that that's what we come out of this with. Because, guys, I gotta tell you, we were floundering. Okay? This bullshit fucking cultural horsepucky of individualism is what is going to sink this country. That we have got the poster boy of individualism, and yes, I'm pointing in the direction of the White House. We have got the poster boy of individualistic ideology sitting in the White House right now, and look what's fucking happened. And I don't give a shit what you fucking Republicans want to say to me. I don't care. Y'all turned fucking socialist real goddamn quick with the possibility of a stimulus check, which, by the way, isn't going to stimulate shit. $1,200 is not going to stimulate a goddamn thing. Not a fucking thing. We have a child that just died from COVID because he didn't have insurance. Where are you pro-life motherfuckers now? Oh, that's right. You only give a shit about children as long as you are able to control women with them. The second that fetus is fucking born and sentient, you don't give a shit about them. You don't care anything about them. When our children are dying during a global pandemic because of our fucked up healthcare system, no. This is where I understand the movie with the guy that's holding the fucking hospital hostage until they operate on his kid. Yeah, that'd be me. That would be me. Oh, you're not going to treat my kid? Really? You want to reconsider that position? We don't need fucking guns to protect ourselves from our government. We need fucking guns to protect ourselves from this stupid fucking individualistic, self-centered, self-motivated, self-aggrandizing bullshit of a society. And even then, we don't need guns. We just need to grow the fuck up. You fucking morons. Oh my God. Every fucking media outlet is blaming the millennials for going out during this shit. First of all, fuck you. I'm not a millennial. I'm at the tail end of Generation X. All right. But when they say millennials, they mean people that are my age. And fuck you guys. We've got mortgages and shit. Like, we're at home with our kids. You're talking about Zoomers. The youngins. Our children who are fucking retarded. Scratch that. Did not mean to say that word. I'm sorry. Who are fucking stupid. And going to fucking Daytona Beach for spring break. That's who you're talking about. That's who you're talking about. The fact is that the second that the average citizen understands how serious this really is, because it's like, yeah, you know what? I do this. I could catch the coronavirus, and it will suck. I get fucking bronchitis twice a year. Oh, not this year, surprisingly. But I get bronchitis usually about twice a year. And I hack up a lung in my toenails and a yoo-hoo I drank in the 4th grade for about 2 weeks. And then I'm good. So yeah, I could probably get it and survive. You know, it'll suck. But besides this, I'm healthy as fuck. I could get it and probably be just fine. You know, I could probably treat it at home. But we just lost my mother, who had breathing issues. Apparently she had COPD. She didn't tell us this. Apparently she had cancer. She didn't tell us that either. My mom dipped right before this shit hit the fan. But somebody else's mom, it hasn't. Somebody else's grandmother. I have a lot of friends that are immunocompromised for various reasons. I've got a friend who has a variety of health issues. I've got another friend who has a variety of lung issues. I've got another friend who basically his doctor told him you need to fucking stay inside until this pandemic is done. Okay? It's not about you. It's not about whether you could survive it. I don't give a fuck if you could survive it. I care if my friend who has a daughter gets it. I care if my other friend who has a daughter and a loving husband gets it. I care if my other friend who is immunocompromised and has a daughter, a son, and 3 stepdaughters gets it. That's who I care gets it. I care about my my sister, who has a lot of health issues. I care if she gets it. I care about my 90-year-old grandmother who sat there in a hospital room and held my mother's hand, her oldest child's hand, as she slipped from this world. I care if she gets it. I care about my uncle who has AIDS, who was also there when my mother passed. I care if he gets it. I don't care about you. I care about my loved ones. I care about your loved ones. Think. Use that lump that's 3 feet above your ass for something other than thinking of yourself. I said in the last video that this is not an act. The way that I am in my videos is how I am all the time. And it's very true. And I think that's one of the reasons why I have so many followers. And I think that's one of the reasons why you guys have stuck with me for so long. Is because you guys aren't stupid. You know a phony and a bullshitter when you see it. You know somebody who's pretending to be an expert, pretending to have a master's degree in criminal justice when it's pretty fucking clear that they've never set foot inside of a college fucking lecture hall in their life. As such, I believe that showing all of it to you is only fair. Kids, in my line of work and in my future line of work, it's a dark fucking world that I inhabit. I see the worst of humanity. Yeah. Leaves a bad taste in my mouth. It's gross. I see pedophiles getting away with it. I see fucking murderers walking out of prison after 5 years on a manslaughter charge. I see abusive parents getting away with it. I see parents that have killed their children fucking walk out of prison 18 months later after torturing their child to death. Okay? Like, I see literally the worst of the worst, and I am only in the learning phase still. I have one more semester and then that's it. I'm done with my undergrad. But even just the studying aspect of this, like, holy shit, guys. This is a dark world I inhabit. But I am able to get up every morning and make my coffee and get dressed and go to work and do my studies. I'm able to play with my kids and write my books and plan our future effect on the wrongful conviction world every single morning, because I keep a sense of humor through all of that. Because let me tell you, a lot of my critics that want to talk shit about how I talk or the jokes I make or whatever, you know, if you motherfuckers saw half of what I've seen in my life when it comes to what I do for a living, you'd be a fucking ball of yuck on the bottom of your shower every day. I have to keep a sense of humor, a dark sense of humor, but I have to keep a sense of humor or I would lose my fucking mind. And when I'm waking up in the morning, and I'm driving to work, and my whole town, it's technically a city now, my whole town is empty, with the exception of like the grocery stores and the essential businesses, doctor's offices and what have you. If my whole town of free-spirited hippies can get the fucking net, so can you. Because I'm sorry, but seeing fucking shit like that dumbass fucking licking deodorants, when I first read that headline, I was like, what do you mean exactly when you're saying that he was licking the deodorants? Do you mean that he was like licking the packaging, or was like he opening it, like popping that little thing off and like on the summer breeze? First of all, where the fuck did you get that was a good idea? Like, you're more likely to get the coronavirus from licking a deodorant in a fucking grocery store than you were to pass it on, you dipshit. Number two, you are more likely to get any manner of flesh-eating bacteria from doing that. What the fuck were you thinking? Number three, it's not funny. It's gross, it's disgusting, and it bespeaks of how fucking selfish and stupid you are. Or this other dumb bitch that went into a fucking grocery store and coughed on $35,000 worth of produce. First of all, let's talk about that. Let's talk about the fact that when I go to the grocery store to stock up my kids with supplies, all the meat, all the toilet paper, and all the canned goods are gone, but y'all are leaving the fucking produce department nice and full. Do you not realize that the best way to fight this virus, if you get it, is to be as healthy as possible when you get it? So eat some fucking vegetables. Ones that are not canned in water full of salt. Fuck. Eat some fruit. I promise you won't die if it's not deep fried. Gah! Motherfucker. But coughing on $35,000 worth of fucking vegetables and then telling people that you have the coronavirus, that's not funny. It's not funny. It's fucking stupid, and it shows how immature and childish you really are. And this, ladies and gentlemen, is the result of our social media culture. People are doing stupid shit like this because they're trying to get likes. Their whole fucking world has come down to likes. That's all they give a shit about. That's all they care about. Oh, I'm a model. No, bitch. You put your pictures on fucking Instagram. That does not a model make. I'm from the Cindy Crawford era. Okay, that was a model. That was a model. Fucking Tyra Banks. There's a model. Your fucking dumbass is bending over in front of your bathroom mirror without flushing your fucking toilet and taking a fucking picture behind your shoulder. That's not a model. Number one. Number two. Likes mean absolutely nothing. Are you seriously going to be lying on your deathbed 40, 50 years from now and be like, at least I had 1 million followers. I regret nothing. No, you dumbass. You're not. In fact, you're probably going to facepalm yourself hard enough to fucking knock your dumbass out until your fucking heart flatlines. You people need to use your head. Oh my God. How is it possible that we have reached the stage in human evolution where likes are more important than public safety? How? How have we gotten to this point? Jesus Christ. And let me impart some wisdom to you right now. Our healthcare system is in crisis, and it is in crisis precisely because of the way that it's been run up until this point. When this is over, some politician is going to move for a universal healthcare system. I hope you all are learning very well the benefits of a universal healthcare system right now, and that you vote that measure through. Number one. Number two. Secondary education should not put you into massive debt, nor is it a privilege. It is an essential element of being viable on the world stage in this economic era. an educated population as a marketable population. A marketable population stimulates the economy. A strong economy leads to... That's right. It leads to not a fucking collapse during a global pandemic. So yes, tuition-free education should be a fucking thing. It should. Number 3, a basic minimum wage that pays for a basic living is not a bad thing. It is, in fact, essential. Those grocery store clerks that you're fucking yelling at right now make minimum wage. Those nurses and EMTs, they make way less than they should, especially listening to your fucking dumbass. Everybody that is considered essential right now should be making more. Because they're the ones keeping this fucking economy afloat. And with that $2 trillion fucking stimulus package, there is no reason why that fucking package right there, the $2 trillion right there, could have paid for all of these things years ago. And yet, instead, it's being spent on sending peanuts to the general population and then bailing out corporations that are so badly run that 2 weeks of lowered profit margins are threatening them with bankruptcy. How about the CEOs use some of their own private wealth, their ill-gotten billions, to fucking keep their shit afloat? Isn't that what we pay them for? If your taxes are going to bail out corporations and you don't have a problem with that, but you have a problem with your taxes going to pay for universal healthcare, tuition-free college, and fucking a minimum wage of $15 an hour, your problem is not taxes. Your problem is poor people. You are a classist fuck. Yeah, I fucking said it. What, bitch? Come at me. Listen, kids. As it sits right now, I am $40,000 plus, give or take, in debt for my student loans. I will take out another $70,000 to pay for my Juris Doctorate. And don't fucking say, oh, I don't know where you could get. You're lying. You're full of shit. UNM, bitch. University of New Mexico. $70,000 for a resident of New Mexico to go and get their Juris Doctorate. Fuck you. I've done my research. I'll be another $70,000 in debt. So that's like what, $110,000 for a Juris Doctorate? Fuck! I'm gonna be paying off that shit after I'm dead. It is not a bad thing for this pandemic to bring us out of it with a different mindset. School lunches for children should not be something that can be voted on a fucking ticket. That should be a given. You don't like socialism? Okay, so you don't like public schools. Better pull your kids out of there right now. I'm talking to you, Bubba, down there in Alabama with the 2 teeth and the 16 children. You don't like socialism? I guess you don't like roads. I guess you don't like fucking hospitals. I guess you don't like police. I guess you don't like fucking firefighters or public libraries. Although, if you don't like socialism, chances are you've never set foot in a fucking library in your life. Because you're clearly not fucking educated. You don't like public utilities. You clearly don't like running water. That's what socialism is, dumbass. Your taxes are paying for this infrastructure. You don't like the courts. And yes, I know our court system and our judicial system needs to be fixed. You will hear no argument from me on that point, but let's handle one fucking thing at a time. If our taxes are already going for roads, public schools, fucking public utilities, nursing homes for your parents that are paid for by taxpayer money because you don't want to fucking take the time out of your schedule to take care of them, publicly funded daycare. You know, we're not even getting into like the welfare, the food stamps, the Medicaid. We're not even getting into that. We're talking about shit that you motherfuckers use every day. Every day. I don't want to pay no taxes. Sorry, pal, but there ain't a fucking country on this goddamn planet where you're not going to pay taxes. And here's the funny thing. You people that are just like, I don't want to pay no taxes. The fucking the taxes that are being discussed to pay for shit like universal health care, tuition-free college, and a fucking livable minimum wage wouldn't even actually affect you because you don't fucking make enough. We're saying tax the fucking upper 1%ers. I'm talking about Jeff fucking Bezos over there, who has so much goddamn money that he could literally give everybody in his fucking company a $2,000 check right now, and it would be half of a drop in the bucket of his wealth. That's who we're fucking talking about. That's who we want to fucking tax. And frankly, they should be taxed that much. If you have that much fucking money, yes, you should pay the same percentage of taxes as a single fucking mother making $1 over minimum wage with a bachelor's degree. Yes, you should. And yes, I fucking said it. How long is this fucking thing? I have a feeling that it's like ridiculously long. 42 minutes, Jesus Christ. How do you people stand my ass for this long? I will never know. All right, kids. I have some work I gotta get done. So I'm gonna wrap this up. Be smart. Encourage the people you know to stay home. That doesn't mean go visit your friends in their home. Stay home. I'm missing my kids right now. They're up with my ex-husband at his house in fucking full quarantine because we don't want there to be a possibility of them getting it. If I can sit here and miss my children, you can sit at home with yours. I know it sucks, but the longer you motherfuckers take to take this seriously, the longer this shit's gonna last. So can we just all just fucking stay home and get it over with? Please? Please? Can we please get back to normal sooner rather than later? The only way that's gonna happen is if you stay at home! And when you're staying at home, and I'll throw some links down below in the description, go to futurelearn.com. They have college level courses from some of the best universities in the world for free. Learn something! Read a book, read a magazine, talk to people, watch documentaries, educate yourself so that when this is over, we have a more educated population than when we went into it. And then maybe, just maybe, we'll all come at this situation with a much more effective mindset. That's it for me, kids. Don't forget to subscribe to me here on YouTube. Don't forget to follow me on Twitter, MamaPhoenix6. And if you boogie on over to my About page here on my channel, you'll find everything from my Facebook fan page to my Pinterest boards. Thank you all very much for watching, and we'll see you soon.